Amid the blistering heat of over 43 degrees Celsius in Madagascar's dry forests, a Madagascar eagle gazes into the distance from its high, solitary perch, scanning for any sign of movement. Far away, catching glimpses through the withered tree trunks, a young ring-tailed lemur navigates the brittle canopy with cautious leaps. The ring-tailed lemur is a primate species found exclusively in the evolutionary cradle of Madagascar. They possess unmistakable traits: a long, proudly banded black and white tail, a stark white face framed by dark eye patches, and striking, fiery orange-yellow eyes ever alert to danger. At this moment, the juvenile lemur is entirely focused on moving across the arid branches. The lemur's destination is a low tamarind tree. During the height of the dry season, tamarind fruit becomes an absolute lifeline for survival, providing vital energy and a fraction of the moisture needed when natural water sources have all but vanished. High above, the predator waits with infinite patience. The Madagascar eagle is a master of the skies, distinguished by its immense, majestic wingspan and exceptionally powerful talons. Its long, muscular legs allow it to reach deep into tree cavities and rock crevices to seize prey that think they are safely hidden. For a young, vulnerable life, a mere few seconds of lost awareness is enough to trigger a death sentence. The moment the young lemur leaves the tamarind tree to step onto the exposed forest floor, it inadvertently enters a killing zone. In a flash, the raptor drops from its perch, tucking its wings and diving like a targeted arrow cutting through the air. This is the art of opportunistic hunting. In the wild, experienced predators always choose to strike when their prey is small, vulnerable, or distracted, rather than wasting precious biological energy on exhausting, repetitive chases. After several near misses that occur in the blink of an eye, the young lemur uses every ounce of its strength to scramble into a narrow rock crevice beneath an ancient tree. The hunt ends in failure. In the wild, there is no room for absolutes. Not every attack yields a reward. For the hunter, every missed strike represents a devastating waste of energy. But for a young creature, every narrow escape is a golden ticket to survive another day in this unforgiving wilderness. As the evening shadows lengthen, the sun begins to sink deeply below the horizon. Shaking off the adrenaline of the breathless chase, the young ring-tailed lemur slowly steps out of its sanctuary to resume its nocturnal search for food. It climbs onto a decaying, ancient baobab tree. The baobab is one of the most resilient biological icons of Madagascar's dry forests, and its fruit serves as a critical food reserve for countless species throughout the drought. While straining to pick two fresh fruits from a narrow branch, the lemur accidentally knocks a cluster of overripe fruits to the ground. The heavy, sweet scent of the ruptured fruit quickly radiates through the night air, inviting small creatures of the forest floor to gather. But in nature, wherever a feast assembles, killers are never far behind. Hidden within the shadows of the leaf litter, a Madagascar ground boa quietly glides forward, closing the distance. The bow's first strike misses its mark. High in the branches, the lemur continues to feed, blissfully unaware of the peril shifting beneath its feet. Refusing to give up, the ground boa tightens its coils and begins to ascend the tree trunk, making a slow, deliberate advance toward its target. Suddenly, it unleashes its coiled power like a steel spring, thrusting its head forward in a lightning-fast snap. But once again, its needle-sharp teeth bite only empty air. Conquering prey is never an easy feat. After 2 consecutive failures, the boa slithers back down to the forest floor, redirecting its journey toward a scarce, small waterhole to soothe its exhaustion. As it reaches the water's edge, the boa suddenly freezes, detecting a large, formidable silhouette nearby. A fossa is leaning down, drinking from the pool. The fossa is Madagascar's largest terrestrial apex predator. It possesses a terrifyingly versatile toolkit, an expert hunter on the ground, a breathtakingly agile climber in the canopy, and the absolute nightmare of small mammals and reptiles alike. Yet, under the unyielding laws of nature, no creature is ever granted the luxury of absolute safety. This time, even the one at the top of the food chain could become the target. While drinking, the fossa's ears suddenly twitch. Detecting an unusual sound from the dry brush, it immediately pauses, freezing in place to listen intently. Utilizing the darkness, the boa stealthily glides forward. However, just as it prepares to close in, the fossa's razor-sharp instincts detect the looming danger. The fierce predator whips around, baring its fangs and unleashing a savage, angry roar to warn the intruder. Realizing the element of surprise is lost and the opponent is not to be trifled with, the boa abandons its pursuit, quietly turning away and melting back into the deep shadows of the night. A single moment of dropped guard at the waterhole is enough to plunge the fossa into extreme danger. This is the ultimate lesson of the ecosystem. Raw muscle and strength never guarantee a definitive victory. Every species must fight to the bitter end to hold on to life, and every single encounter demands a price paid in blood or energy. Predators regulate and maintain the balance of prey populations. Prey species sustain the flow of energy through the food chain, while indirectly dispersing seeds to regenerate the forest through their daily foraging. The dry forests of Madagascar serve as a sanctuary, sheltering a miraculous, endemic ecosystem, from the ring-tailed lemurs to the resilient ground bows and the majestic fossas. When these forests vanish, vital food sources disappear, shelters are lost, and the delicate, fragile chain of survival shatters completely. Protecting the forest is not merely a conservation slogan, it is protecting the very breath and heartbeat of a primeval wilderness.